Hello friends, welcome to the video. I know, building your own PC is one of the most enjoyable things in the world. Picking the parts one by one, waiting for the delivery, opening the boxes, it makes you feel like an engineer. But there is a dark side to this business. Sometimes a tiny mistake, something we dismiss as no big deal, can either cripple the performance of that system you spent thousands on, or worse, trash it completely. Today, we are going to talk about the 10 biggest mistakes made when building a computer. These are errors that even experts sometimes fall for in a moment of distraction. If you've got your tea or coffee ready, let's take a close look at these mistakes so you don't get burned. We start with the first and, in my opinion, the deadliest mistake: cheaping out on the power supply, the PSU. Usually when the budget gets tight, people say, "It just provides electricity. What difference does it make?" and go for the cheapest no-name models. Don't do it. The power supply is the heart of the computer. A low-quality unit can fry your beautiful graphics card and motherboard during a voltage spike. Make absolutely sure the power supply you entrust your system to is certified and high quality. Don't let your computer turn into a ticking time bomb. At number 2, we have the "it'll fit anyway" fallacy. I'm talking about not checking part compatibility. Don't just throw items in your cart because the processor is powerful and the motherboard is on sale. Trying to force an Intel processor into an AMD motherboard, or trying to plug your old DDR4 RAM into a system that only supports DDR5 will end in frustration. Before placing your order, definitely check online compatibility sites to see if the parts like each other. The third mistake is one of the most mocked subjects on social media: forgetting the clear plastic peel under the CPU cooler. On the surface of the cooler that touches the processor, there is a thin plastic film to prevent scratches. If you mount the cooler without peeling this off, in the excitement of the build, your processor won't cool down. On the contrary, that plastic will melt in between, and your processor will hit 100 degrees in seconds. Be careful. Don't forget to remove that label. Let's move to number 4, the art of installing RAM. If you have 2 sticks of RAM, don't just plug them side by side randomly. Generally, on motherboards, you need to leave a gap, installing them in the 2nd and 4th slots. If you don't do this, you miss out on dual-channel technology, which almost doubles the performance. Why throw away a free performance boost because of wrong installation? The 5th mistake is a total cause for a nervous breakdown: forgetting to install the I/O shield. I'm talking about that metal plate at the back of the case. Just imagine, you've screwed in the motherboard, installed the graphics card, did the cable management, and then you look and the back of the case is empty. To put that metal plate in, you have to take everything, and I mean everything, apart. So the rule is, first the I/O shield, then the motherboard. Item 6 is the thermal paste issue. Getting the amount right is key here. If you apply too little, the processor overheats. If you apply too much, it spills over onto the motherboard. What is the correct way? Squeeze a pea-sized amount right in the center of the processor. When you clamp the cooler down on top of it, the pressure will spread it perfectly. There is no need to try and spread it like butter on toast with a spatula. Mistake number 7, cable clutter and airflow. Don't stuff the cables inside the case thinking, "Once I close the cover, no one will see it anyway." That ball of cables blocks the air coming from the fans from reaching the components. Your computer will suffocate, heat up, and run loudly. Hide the cables in the back panel. Keep the inside of the case spacious so your parts can breathe. The 8th mistake is the one beginners make most often and panic about the most. You built the system, pressed the button, fans are spinning, but there is no image on the screen. Why? Because you plugged the monitor cable into the motherboard. If you have an external graphics card, you must plug the HDMI or DisplayPort cable not into the motherboard output at the top, but into the graphics card input sitting below. Otherwise, while your expensive graphics card sleeps, you'll be trying to play games with the processor's integrated graphics. 9th mistake, Hardware and monitor imbalance. Going out and buying the most powerful graphics card on the market and putting a standard 60 Hz monitor next to it is throwing money down the drain. Even if your computer gives 300 FPS in a game, if your monitor is 60 Hz, you will only see 60 frames. Don't forget to choose a monitor with a high refresh rate that suits the power of your system. And finally, number 10, using brute force. Friends, computer parts are delicate things. If the RAM doesn't go into the slot or the graphics card doesn't sit right, don't force it. If you push down using strength, you will either break a pin or crack the slot. If a part doesn't fit, you are probably holding it upside down or trying to put it in the wrong place. Calm down, take a breath, and try again. Yes, friends, if you pay attention to these mistakes, that system you built will serve you trouble-free for years. If you have any assembly memories where you said, "I wish I hadn't done that," definitely share them in the comments. Let's laugh or learn a lesson together. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Take care of yourselves and your computers. Goodbye.